Hello, my fam. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. I have been, and I cannot believe it is August. What a wild week this has been. One of the stories that was trending and got everybody chiming in, from Wendy Williams to me, was Lindsay Lohan and her behavior on the set of The Masked Singer Australia. Yes, Lilo is one of the judges on that show. And that got me thinking about my experience with Lindsay when we both shot Glee together many years ago. I've never spoken about this before on a video, so I am excited to spill the tea, agua, and give you all the real. But first, a huge thank you to Ryan Murphy for casting me on Glee. To this day, that is one of the major highlights of my career. So thank you. And since I'm giving thank you also to Whitney Mixon, the iconic Whitney Mixon. This is one of her love tokens, and it is taken with so much love. All right, I'm trying to think, what year was it that I did Glee? 2012, maybe 2011, around then, a while ago. I got cast directly. I got an offer from Ryan Murphy playing myself. I would have loved to have played a character, but I happily said yes to being Perez Hilton on Glee. This is back when Glee was still really popular. The last year or two of the show, it started to decline quickly. And I don't know why. You know, Glee was such a huge pop culture phenomenon. I even saw them in concert. They did 2 sold-out tours. It was everywhere. And I'm surprised that they weren't able to keep up that momentum as long as a show like Modern Family has. But besides that, I was honored. It was a true thrill to be on that set. They filmed on Paramount Studios at the Lot, and got to put my acting degree to good use. See, Mom, all that money wasn't for nothing. I got a free scholarship, but I did have to pay for room and board, and that was very expensive. I get there, and I knew ahead of time that Lindsay was going to be with me in my scenes. She, I, and Rex Lee were all playing judges at Nationals. And we had to do a 2-day shoot. The first day was at the Paramount Lot, as I mentioned, and Lindsay showed up on time. And she and I have had quite the history. I would say that we are more friendly than not. I mean, she's been to my birthday party. She's been to my house. We're still regularly in contact. We would go out partying in New York City. When was that? Like 2006? She had dark hair then, black hair, and so did I. And I still think of Lindsay very fondly, as I think of Paris and Nicole and Brittany and all of the girls that were an integral part of my website in those early years. So by the time that Lindsay was on Glee with me, her career already was at a standstill and suffering. So this was a good look for her and a great opportunity to be seen. I would say a lot at the time was writing on it. She got to Paramount on time, and unfortunately did not know her lines. I knew all of my lines, of course, which is if you could go back and watch that scene, the scene that we shot at Paramount was, we were deliberating. Perez was on it, sharp as a tack. Lindsay, not so much. But that was fine, This may shock you, but a lot of actors show up on set not knowing their lines. They read it a couple times just before they go on set and act. a lot of them that works for them. I like to be super prepared, totally off book. That works for me. Especially because I always feel like I have something to prove to people on a set because most folks don't know me in that setting. And that's fine if that works for you, so long as you're not constantly messing up your takes and delaying everybody. She did that. She didn't know her lines well enough that she kept having to ask for them. Whatever, not a huge deal. The first day came and went, and that was the main thing that happened. And I remember, I just had a flashback. Do you guys remember? I'll get to day 2 in a second, because day 2 is where the real drama comes in. But back in the day, your boy Perez Hilton used to be always working out of the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Sunset in Fairfax. It was known that I would be there. That was my office for 2 years. I would sit there, as I've told you guys, before they would even open, when it was still dark outside, when it was sketchy and dodgy and dangerous, and who knows what was going on, people walking by, like, it really was dangerous now that I think about it. But I think it was 2007, Lindsay was doing this film where she almost got fired from it, and the producer of the film wrote an open letter and published it, criticizing Lindsay for her unprofessional behavior. So that really, like, that made her get in line. And she showed up to the Coffee Bean, knowing I would be there, and said, "Oh, hey, Perez." And we had a little convo. She's like, "I'm just off to work, getting there early." Which is a good thing, because she really has a reputation for unprofessional behavior and not being punctual, which if you're on time, you're late in my book. You have to always be early. If you're not 10 minutes early or 5 minutes early, you're late. So the second day that we were filming at a high school, which it might have actually been a college, if I remember. It was supposed to be a high school, but we may have shot it at a college, but whatever. We either shot it at a high school or a college. I remember it was like downtown LA. And Lindsay, I am not making this up, she showed up at least to be safe and accurate, between 3 to 4 hours late. She missed her call time by 3 to 4 hours, which then forced production to rearrange shooting schedule, everybody having a script, like 3 to 4 hours late. Like, what were you doing? Like, what was the excuse? Like, I can't even imagine what the producers must have been thinking and how they were going to handle that if she didn't show up. It would have cost even more money to add another day of shooting, and thankfully she did show up. And that was not the end of it. There was still so much drama when she did show up. So she showed up 3 to 4 hours late. And then, like I said, we were judges at nationals, and we had to be in the audience looking at these Glee Club contestants performing. In Hollywood lingo, that's called coverage, okay? They needed us in the auditorium for coverage. And Lindsay refused to sit in the auditorium for coverage. She said, "Have my stand-in go and do it instead. Only film me from the back." What? And I was not happy about that. I'm like, why are Rex Lee and I sitting here and we're here with Lindsay's stand-in? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, And that wasn't even the end of it. As what happened just recently in The Voice Australia, the same thing happened at the Masked Singer Australia. The same thing happened with Glee. Although maybe she's asking for smoke. So the story in Australia is that Lindsay's asking or taking her smoke breaks and taking a really long time to return back to shooting The Masked Singer Australia and delaying production. She did the same thing on the set of Glee, and this is the thing that blew my mind. She did that repeatedly on the set that day and didn't even tell people. Like, if I'm an actor and I'm on set and I'm gonna go take a break or do something, I'm gonna let people know where I'm at. Like, she would just leave. And you would think all these years later that now she would, she's not getting as many opportunities. Well, you know what? She still gets so many opportunities. To her credit, she still works. She's doing The Masked Singer Australia. She did her MTV reality show. The awesome thing is that people hire her hoping to get attention and tune in. And I think with the expectation and knowing that she may not be that professional. She may not show up on time or be there at all or whatever it may be. And part of me is like, I don't think bad behavior should be rewarded. But that's Hollywood, baby. That's show business. Once you're a name, if you're a name, you can keep working forever. Within reason. I don't know how much work Tara Reid gets. She should get more work. Or I don't even know how much work Shannon Elizabeth. Well, Shannon Elizabeth was never really like a Tara Reid. Tara Reid, back in the day, she was one of the Wild Girls. She even hosted that Wild on E show on E. You guys remember that show? I'm going to say it. There is a reason why Lindsay is now living in Dubai. I think she was able to get plugged in there with the right men who bankroll her lifestyle. Or maybe even the Sultan of Dubai, the King of Dubai, whatever it is they have there. I don't know for a fact, but if I had to wager, and I think I know a thing or two, I think that Lindsay lives a free lifestyle there. Like, she can live a fancy, free lifestyle, and there's no paparazzi. Paparazzi are illegal in Dubai, so she can be wild and crazy and do whatever she wants there. Although I don't know if she's doing drugs per se, but maybe she's doing pills. That you can easily obtain anywhere in the world. Legal pills that you do whatever you want with them. Hopefully she's not. I'm not saying she is. I don't know if she is. But a lot of her behavior, even recently over the last 12 to 24 months, like even that wild incident where she almost kidnapped some refugees' children, all is not still well there. And like I mentioned earlier this week when I was talking about, who was I talking about? Ariana Grande. Or like, when I've talked about Justin Bieber or Michael Jackson or any of these people, Lindsay has been working since The Parent Trap or before. Actors, musicians that have been famous and been in this business we call show since they were that young, emotionally and mentally stunted. I hope Lindsay is happy. I am rooting for her. And you know what? She's worth it. she can be a diva. She can be unprofessional because she gave the Masked Singer Australia attention. It sucks, but it's true. More attention than any of the other judges, and she's still giving them attention. After the casting news, this news giving them more attention. It worked. It paid off. And actually, I would love to see Lindsay Lohan on Celebrity Big Brother US. Any other good Lindsay memories I have? Yeah, there was a period of time there. She was either working with or just friends with Britney's manager, Larry Rudolph. I've never spoken about this before either. She came to my house and asked for advice, and I gave her a media coaching consultation. And I did so happily because I said it at the beginning of this video, and I will reiterate it now. I care about Lindsay Lohan. I like Lindsay Lohan. I want her to be happy and healthy, and she has the ability to do that. That's within her. And what set her off in the past is a few things. She comes from the most dysfunctional family with not one, but two dysfunctional parents. Very dysfunctional. And she was a child star. And I think she's been on a journey to find herself these last few years. But for the longest time, she was empty on the inside. She did not know who she was or what made her happy. It's one of the reasons why she could never be alone. Lindsay always had to have people around her. Hanger-ons, friends, new acquaintances. She would always go out and about. And it's a good thing maybe she's not in Los Angeles, because she would maybe revert back to those old tendencies of going out every night. She's in her 30s now. You can't be doing that anymore. Who wants to go out every night of the week? I just want a chill night. I wish you good things, Lindsay, sincerely. And I hope she's not pissed at this video, because that all happened. Everything I said is true. I only speak the truth. Cheers to you, Lindsay. Hydrate yourself. Drink a lot of water. And thank you for watching, my fam. You are all amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you. Follow me on Instagram, the Perez Hilton. The Perez Hilton on Instagram. Are you not following me on Instagram? If you're not, let me know why. Let me know what I could do better to improve my Instagram game. I really need to. I want to hit 1 million. The Perez Hilton on Instagram. And while you're here, browse my other videos. Make sure you're also checking out my personal family channel. And I love ya.